Hi, I'm David Lightman from McClatchy newspapers. I'm a national correspondent, and I grew up in Washington, D.C. in the 1950s. I find there may be no greater way to illustrate the historic nature of Barack Obama's election than simply walking around his new neighborhood, because 60 years ago, Obama would have found that difficult. Washington was in many ways a segregated city. Blacks often lived in substandard housing. Look at the girls standing by the old wooden well. Its baseball and football teams played in Old Griffith Stadium, and the Washington Redskins were the last pro football team in the National Football League to integrate. Its fight song included a line urging fans to fight for Old Dixie. Not until Bobby Mitchell joined the team in 1962 did a black play for the Redskins. Schools were segregated. In many federal offices, blacks ate in separate cafeterias. Many first-run movies played at predominantly white theaters on F Street and black theaters on U Street simultaneously. Had Obama walked out of the White House at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in those days, he may have gone 2 blocks to the historic National Theater, then the city's main venue for live plays. But he would not have been able to buy a ticket. The theater closed for 4 years in 1948 rather than allow blacks. He may have rounded the corner and headed to Garfinkel's, one of the city's premier department stores, or Woody's about 5 blocks away. Chances are he could not try on a pair of shoes blacks could look and touch and buy, but they couldn't try anything on until after they bought it. If he got hungry, he could eat at one of the 5 and 10s or drugstore counters, standing up. He may have tried to get into Thompson's Cafeteria on 14th Street, about 3 blocks from the White House, but would find no luck there either, until it became the test case for the 1953 Supreme Court decision that ultimately desegregated Washington restaurants. In the hot summer, a lot of Washington families would hop on the streetcar, go through Northwest Washington, and end up in Maryland's Glen Echo Park with its crystal pool and big roller coaster. Not Obama. Blacks were not permitted into the park until 1961. The rules were clear, said Howard University professor Russell Adams. If you go downtown, he said, don't try to eat, and don't try to buy stuff you didn't need, like shoes.